Know what I'm saying?
Hey guys, Stephen Dillon here with Millennial Entrepreneurs and Moving You and Junk You, which is our company for anyone who doesn't know. Uh, just want to make a quick video, kind of just going over one of the not first big hurdles, but the latest big hurdle that we've encountered, that being our first truck that we got. So we just wanted to kind of document the whole process, go over the issues that we ran into, how we felt in the moment versus how we felt about it after we figured it out. Just to give a little run through, just so you have a little view into our lives the past few months. So we bought the truck off of Craigslist a month and a half ago.
Early May, May
Yeah.
5th.
Early May, and
Today it's July 28th.
yeah, what is it?
9th.
Okay, yeah.
9th.
Yeah, so a little while back, but it was on Craigslist. It was listed for $7,000, and Dylan found it and was like, "Yo, like we should check this out." Like I don't know, me and Logan were way more on the reserve side. We were like, like it might be too quick, dude. I don't know. We just have enough. Like we actually had to put money into the business account to make this work. Like we just were real hesitant, but Dylan was really pushing for it. He's like, "I don't know. I just feel it. I feel it." I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to put my reservations aside. I trust Dylan's intuition, so let's go. So we wound up test driving the truck. It drove nice. We kind of were just giddy because it was the first time we were looking at a truck. But we wound up negotiating it down a little bit, and we got it for $5,000 out the door, which is pretty cool. So we knew it was out of inspection, and we had gotten it looked at by the shop before we bought it. And he's like, yeah, like you probably need like $1,000 to get this thing inspected and on the road. Like it's got this, it's got that, but nothing major. And worst case scenario, anything big happens, these trucks are so cheap to fix. It's not a big deal. So we kind of trusted what he said, and we just bought the truck, brought it in to get inspected at that same shop, Dare Automotive. I'll give them a little shout out in Westchester. Took it in, and they're like, "Oh, you know, when do you need it back?" I said, like a week's good. Like, okay, great. We'll get it back to you. So 2 weeks went by, and
We heard nothing.
nothing.
Zero.
So we're like, wait, we gotta call them about this truck that they've just been sitting on. So made the phone call. They're like, yeah, you know, we're doing this, doing that. We'll get around to it. If not tomorrow, like definitely by Friday. Definitely
We'll
by
call
Friday.
you.
Yeah, we'll call you. We'll call you. Friday by 5, we'll call you. All right. Sounds good. So, of course, Friday 5 comes. They don't call. And, of course, they gave the time that was at the end of the day, right before the weekend. So, like, all right, we're going to have to wait another 3 days. So Monday rolls around. We give them a call first thing in the morning. Hey, Billy, any update on the truck? You're going to call Friday? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't get around to it. But, yeah. We'll get it in. Definitely either today, you know, worst comes to worst, like tomorrow. All right, Billy. Sounds good. So,
Not the guy we had originally talked to.
Yeah, not the guy we.
Truck either.
Yeah.
Someone else that works there.
Yeah, I don't know.
To put in perspective.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, so, you know, 2 days rolled by, no call. Now we're like 3 weeks out. And I remember that night I was like, dude, Dare's almost had our truck for a month. I was like, no way, it hasn't been that long. And I
Didn't feel like that long.
literally looked. I'm like, no, it's been 3.5 weeks. Like, it's legitimately almost been a month. So then he's getting heated. So like, you know what? Like, this is ridiculous. You're so right. So
I said, you know what? We're going in there.
yeah,
We're gonna go in there. We're gonna lay the law down.
Of course.
Next
you know.
morning we get up and we walk in.
Yeah. So
What's up, Billy? How's it going? Hey guys, what's up? You getting around in the box truck yet? Oh man. I'm literally about to do that right now. I'm gonna call you guys at 10:30.
this is like 8 in the morning. So all right.
Okay, we have to go to a job up north in Telford, about 45 minutes away. So you call us at 10:30. Yeah. I'll call you at 10:30. Go figure. We get to the job at about 10 and we get done at 2-ish, whatever, 4 hours later.
About that.
No call. So now we're not only have we had the truck for a month and not been able to do anything with it because we were away and we were changing houses, but then we drop it off for a month and We don't even know what's wrong with it. We have no idea what's wrong
No
with it.
clue.
We have no idea what's wrong with it.
Zero idea.
So we're also worried about how much cash it's going to cost, so we can't spend any money on anything. So we're not spending anything on marketing. We're not buying anything. We're not paying ourselves. Nothing. We've done nothing. We just have this big wad of cash sitting there, which sounds great, but it's terrible because it's just a waste of space.
Money you couldn't use.
You can't use it all.
Yeah.
So, finally, a couple days later, they figure
Yeah.
it out, and they go, well, the transmission shot, and it's going to cost you $5,000.
Just for the transmission.
Just for the transmission, not for labor, not for the other parts.
Other stuff.
Yes, the other things that are going to go into it. So to give you guys a reference point, when we took that truck in, when we bought it, he said, it shouldn't cost you more than $1,000, $1,500 tops, which sounds great to
Out
us
the
at
door.
the time because
Yeah.
we've got tons of cash sitting around. In our opinion, tons.
Yeah.
But $5,000 at the base is not enough for us to get everything done and wrap the truck, which is what we're trying to do to make it a billboard.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually we asked them to not do the transmission because we're just so worried and fed up and we think they're completely screwing us. So we go, what's it going to take for us to get inspected? What's the price going to be? What are you guys going to have to do? What's the turnaround? And they said $1,100.
Yeah, they initially
11.
quoted like 1,100, so we're like, all right, like that's actually awesome. Like we were factoring like 2,
Yep.
so now we got some wiggle room.
We'll go to a transmission guy.
Yeah, like
we
worst
have a
comes to worst,
transmission guy
yeah.
just does transmissions,
and he quoted us like half the price, so we knew it
quotes
was
us
going
half
to be
the price.
cheaper.
Perfect.
But yeah, so that was, say like a Monday. By Wednesday, he gives me a call. He's like, yeah, well, like we had to like do this and this and this. I'm like, all right, well, that's nothing major. He's like, yeah, no, just add a couple bucks to the final bill. All right, like, what's it gonna be? I'm expecting like 18, 22. He goes, yeah, 3,000 out the door. 3,000. I'm like, 3,000. Like,
Oh no.
you gotta be kidding me. So this went from 1,100 to $3,000. We initially bought the truck for 5. Now it needs 3, and then
And we didn't even get to
we didn't even touch
the
the transmission.
yet.
So like that's
And we already factored in another $4,000
at least
that we got
another
to
4
pay
for that.
and we got to pay another $4 to wrap it to get our truck going.
Yeah.
It's great to have a truck, but it just looks like any other truck if we
Yeah,
don't
it
have to
doesn't
wrap
matter.
it. It's just a plain
Just
white
plain
box truck.
Yeah, but yeah. So now we're sitting in the living room. It was me, Dylan, and our other partner Logan. We're sitting in the living room and we're just like, dude, like, what do we do? Like, do we just scrap this truck? I mean, we're gonna be in it more than we bought it for before we even get it wrapped. Are we, and then we're second guessing, like, oh, it's too big. Like, I really thought that was too big of a truck. Like, it might be too much. Like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to fill it up. Like, this and the other, it's 50% bigger than the other competitors. And then, all that doubt is like wildfire and it spreads to Logan. Logan's like, yeah, like, we got to. Like, that's our only option. And then, like, now I'm starting to overthink it, and I'm saying, well, wait, like, how we're not going to be able to sell this truck because it's got a blown transmission and it's out of inspection, and we know this now, so how are we ever going to sell this truck? So now we're like, Jesus, now we just wasted $5,000. We might as well just, give the truck away. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're done.
Business is over.
Business is done. Not really, but, like, that's the feeling that we had because we just worked our entire past 2 years to get this truck, and we spent all the money that we had, saved up in that time to get it, and then we're like, wait, so that's just poof, gone. It's like the South Park episode,
And
like,
it's
gone, and you're like, wait,
But where's my money? It's
What?
gone.
yeah, but no. So we really thought that it was completely over with this truck, but after we settled down and we started talking more about it, I remember we had to get it. We were in our house. We had to get out. We went to Starbucks. We just needed to change the scenery. I'm like, gotta get out of this house. Like, this is not okay. We just needed fresh breath. We got a couple cups of coffee, sat down, took a breath, and all of a sudden it just was like, well, what if we just did this? What if, all right, so the truck, we'll figure it out. We just called the new transmission plate. It's gonna be like half the price. All right, we can weather that storm. We got this big job coming up that's gonna be like a couple grand here, and then, we just got that add-on call tomorrow, and you know what, like, it'll be okay. And worst comes worst, so the truck's not gonna be too big. It's just gonna be the biggest moving billboard on the road. So
Exactly.
now we're just
Yeah.
like, this
So
is
now
gonna
we're
be great.
excited.
Okay,
Back to
okay.
excited.
Back to excited. So just to give you a time frame, we had about a month and a half build up to a climatic negative point of we probably are not going to have a truck for another year now. A couple days of that, and then we kind of took a breath, decided we're not going to overreact to this, and kind of figured it out in a matter of minutes. So all that tension, all that, just build up a negative energy that took months to make was diffused in a few minutes by just taking a breath, evaluating, taking a step back, kind of taking the emotion out, being logical, and yeah. So that was how many?
Another day and being
Yeah, how many weeks ago was that?
2.
Yeah, so that was 2 weeks ago, and since then we have gotten the truck fully inspected. It's out of Dare Automotive in Westchester. It's out of there. It's currently at the transmission shop right now. We just got a call today. They were like, yeah, it's this sensor. It's going to be the $500, whatever. Way under what we initially thought from, the transmission being gone. Now we're thinking, man, like, we're going to have $3,000 extra to just do whatever we want with. So now we're going to dabble in either, or not either, we're going to do Facebook ads, Google ads, build our website a little bit more, get our new uniforms, all these things. Now it feels like we are skyrocketing to the next level.
Right,
and
right.
It really...
No, it was cool to go from being very... thinking that you're hitting your bottom to actually thinking you're about to make the next step, which was an emotional set of expectations, because we thought we were in so much trouble, and then what actually happened was we weren't in as bad. So those expectations of that money not being there and those possibilities not being there, then that, not that they weren't there before, but our mindset wasn't that they were going to be there. So now that they are, it's like we got free money almost, which is super exciting. So.
Yeah. And for me, they always say that the saying, the brightest points are right behind the darkest times, or right after the darkest times, and it's hard to understand that until you go through like an event like that. And I can honestly say that the amazing feeling that I have, that I know that Dylan has too, and Logan, that all this momentum that we have built up, literally was sparked by one of the biggest detrimental situations that we've encountered in the past 2 years. Yeah. So I'm not sure if all that built up energy had to just swing the other way. Like it just had so much inertia going back that when it shot forward, it goes really twice as hard. Like I don't know. We're still figuring it out, but I'm not really questioning it. It's working out for us. We have a lot more learnedness. We definitely can take a lot from the situation, and it's kind of it. So that's our update. Like I said, today's July 28th, 2017. So
still grinding.
Yeah, looking forward to the rest of the summer. Cannot wait to get this truck out on the road. As soon as we get the truck finally finished, wrapped, and everything, we'll definitely throw some pictures up on the Instagram, so you guys can check in and see what's good with that. But yeah, so that's all I had for today. Just kind of wanted to reflect on the past couple months and just kind of debrief and get this out, just so we can get it recorded.
Yeah, it's cool to sort of take it all out and look at it. Because I haven't done it, because you're so nosed to the grindstone. You don't think about it, and your head's down the whole time because you're just worried about trying to get through the day and actually dealing with the problems. That when you take a step back and realize that it seems like so much more, and it was a lot in the moment, but when you're just worried about it day to day, you don't think about the totality of it and how it wasn't that long, but it felt very long. So it's cool. It's
I feel better after that situation. Like I feel like I am better. Yeah. Jim Rohn, we were just talking about this today. Jim Rohn says, don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills.
Gotta do the voice.
Have to do the voice. But if you don't know Jim Rohn, look him up. He's good person to start the mindset. But,
and I think the thing with the mindset stuff is too that, we're learning, at least I'm learning, it's not really as crazy, esoteric, unbelievable moments where you conquer the world. You just realize that, okay, well, you can figure out a way to get a box truck running.
Yeah.
Is probably big of a deal as that feels to any of you, to us that is sort of the penultimate point of our business. So, and our lives, which is
Yeah.
pretty much most of our lives, that those little things are the big obstacles that you overcome for us right now. And I can understand how they grow, that when you become a more successful person,
Yeah.
whether it's a parent or a, you know, a business person, that when you get to those obstacles that are bigger, you can reflect back on moments like this where you overcame them through that. And telling the stories kind of got me thinking more about those things. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All
Till
right.
next time.
Yeah. Till next time. Peace.